I'm Sharon Santos. I'm a speech coach trainer. So I help students gain or regain confidence through speaking, and I help them stay motivated throughout the course. So from the word guidance alone, we guide, I guess, students if you're a guidance counselor, and me as a coach, I guide my students also. But I guess when it comes to the word guidance counseling, because for me as a student before, whenever somebody asks or tells me that you're needed in the guidance office, so obviously the guidance counselor is looking for you, you're a problematic student. So I think it has that stigma that when you are a guidance counselor, you're only dealing with exams, you're dealing with problem kids or those students who are let's say a little bit parang off track, ganyan. But when in terms of what I do as a coach, I help people gain their confidence and their belief in themselves. We try to help them stay motivated through positive motivations, and we try to give them that confidence that's I guess in the long term, and something that can be useful for them also in their day-to-day life, especially for those students who feel anxious, or those students who are going through some events in their life and nasa-share nila yon. So sometimes through conversations, that's how I try to help them. No, so pag may bigla silang na-share, example, a student of mine shared that she had those depressive moments in her life and felt that she was on the verge of suicide. And with that sharing, I just really told her that to start doing some positive activity, something that makes her happy. So I tried to let her go back to those things that make her happy. So she went back to singing, she went back to painting, and then eventually I tried to invite her to do some exercise also because she's into fitness. But because of the pandemic, it felt that it was such a hard task for her to do. So I invited her in what I use. It's a fitness app, and then I was actually surprised that I was already seeing her in the live workouts. So I was very happy that through that moment that I caught her telling me something as she was going through something like that, I felt that I did something right. I tried to help her regain that path where she's no longer going to think of suicide. Basically, with the virtual sessions that we have now, it was actually reduced to 1 hour. But before the pandemic, it used to be 2 hours per class. However, in terms of the format or the routine, it's basically the same. It's just shorter. So we start off with the usual greetings. How are you? How's your day? One of the things that we let our students do is discover their self. So usually when you're asked the question, how are you? Diba? I'm good, I'm fine. So with us, we try to let them stay or be more attuned with their emotions. An emotionally, or a person with high emotional quotient can answer that question in 3 sentences. So it will make them be more aware of what they're actually going through or what they're actually feeling at that very moment. As simple as how are you can make or break it. So sometimes if you're going through something, you just say, I'm not really in the mood today because I was caught in traffic, I got late at work, and I just hope that everything will turn out fine. So that way you're able to say that it's not really a good day. So after that, a very short building rapport with the question, how are you? We follow it with an affirmation. So an affirmation is a way of motivation, and we have a long list of daily affirmations where a student can actually choose how they are feeling for that particular moment. And in fact, it's not only through classes that we tell our students na do this. So we try to encourage them especially those ones who need a lot more self-motivation to do it every day as part of their daily routine, something that they can do when they wake up in the morning before they go to bed. And I think it's very helpful because you start your day with a positive attitude, no? So with a positive outlook for throughout your day. And as they say it, no? The way or whatever you feed your mind is also something that you reflect. And then of course we go through the usual lessons, and sometimes we have conversations, we have some reading aloud, and then through that we have those discussions where students can share experiences based on the given topics. And before we end, we normally end it with feedback. So we don't use the word criticism because criticism has a very negative parang connotation. So, but when you say it's feedback, whether it's good or not so good, the person will not see it as something na very negative kasi feedbacking yung ginamit mo na term. Pero pag ginamit mong you're criticizing somebody kasi parang it's very heavy, parang hindi masyadong, parang very negative agad siya. So we don't use that word. So we always tell feedback and then how they can improve themselves and then tasks that they can do to keep on improving. Okay, so yun. But pre-pandemic kasi it's really long sessions. No? So the 2 hours allow us to build really a more of a personal relationship with the students. So because the rapport is there, you're physically present with them as well. So you can see their body language whenever they're sharing. In terms of what we do now, since it's virtual, you can only see the face, like how you're seeing me right now. So you don't really see the body language of that person, how they stand, how they can really be confident whenever they're presenting themselves. So medyo dun yung naging difference, no? But in terms of the learning, since the format is nearly the same, I really don't see there's a huge difference other than that. And then another issue, I guess, would be their absences. Pre-pandemic, there's higher chance that students become absent or they're late. But with the virtual sessions that we have, because of its accessibility, students really often attend their classes. I think with the students that I've had, we only have very, very small amount of students who would cancel their sessions. And these are due to something that's work-related or school-related. So they're having exams, they have a project at work, they'll not be online on time. So those are the things that I think I encounter as a coach. With the struggles that I encounter, I guess I can just zero in on some of the clients that I've had. No? Because for me, every client, or like what they always say, every person is unique. So lahat naman tayo, we have very different experiences. No? So in terms of coaching, there were some students who come to our class. They're really, they just really come for the classes themselves. But then towards some of the sessions, you discover some of them having through personal struggles or going through some personal struggles. One of something that I really, really remember, and this was one of the clients that I've had during pre-pandemic pa. So I have this student who came to us because she wanted to improve her communication skills because she was into a business with her husband, and her husband is unable to help her out because he is recovering from a recent surgery. And during that time, their clients were high-profile people, government officials as well. And she was struggling. I only discovered it towards our 4th session. She struggled because as a child, she was verbally abused. And I just noticed it because whenever I asked her to speak and she cannot really express herself, she would tell herself, ang bobo ko, ang stupid ko, ang tanga ko. And whenever I would hear it, I'd call her attention and tell her, stop saying that to yourself. You're not stupid. You're not bobo. Then I discovered that she was verbally abused by her parents. She was called that way until she was already an adult. And one of the reasons why she failed school and did not finish college because she felt she was always often called as one. In those cases, it's very hard to motivate a person because I feel more than what I can do for her, she really needs healing. She needs more of just coaching or probably just more counseling. Um, it's no longer something I can help her with. I can guide her, I can help her, but more than anything else, the problem runs very deep, and it's through her childhood na. So in that case, there's really nothing I can do. So somehow I don't really see that I failed as a coach on that end. But then of course, I have to know also my limitations, and that these are things that this person also needs to do something more for herself. So I actually told her that maybe, you need to talk it over, you need to try and if I remember correctly, I told her you have to forgive yourself. Um, your past no longer dictates your future, and you have to move forward and just make sure that because she has kids. I told her that of course you don't repeat the history, you don't do it to your kids because you know how affected you were. But other than that, she actually I felt she no longer continued with the sessions because she always felt she's not gonna finish it. So at the end, she didn't finish her 8 sessions also. Because that's what she believed in. So no matter how I try to help her out, parang there's nothing more I can do. Hanggang dun lang din. So yun. And then another struggle would be those. I also had students who were bullied in school, and they don't want their parents to find out. So medyo mahirap, but you still have, because they're minors, you still have to share it to the parents that they need to talk to their children. But some of them are so afraid because of what the parents naman can do to the other students. So sometimes, I guess as a counselor also or as a coach, may limitations yung secrecy. So you have to honor that they shared something very personal to me, pero at the same time, especially kung minors, their parents need to know. But the parents also need to know that the children shouldn't be punished for sharing something like that. So I guess yun lang yung so far yung struggles that I have encountered. And on the other hand, there are naman a lot of students who are thankful that they were redirected, that they felt more motivated about themselves, not just through their speaking course or not just through their speech communications, because that's what we really do, but in terms of pang sarili, more of coaching and helping them with their daily lives, helping them to stay positive about themselves also. Thank you.